What's going on, everybody? This is Aaron Trevina here, back with another wonderful guest from Houston, Texas. We have Kevin Wallace. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. It's been a great week, wrapping up the week here, and I've been looking forward to this conversation with you, and it's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely, Kevin. So for those of us who aren't too familiar with you, would you introduce yourself, please?
Okay. My name is Kevin D. Walls. And the D stands for dynamic. No, I'm just playing.
That's right,
and,
dynamic.
and I'm one of the co-founders of a group called the Wolf Pact. And that's PACT. It's a kind of play on words, wolf travels in pack, but pack, the way we're using it as an agreement, everybody in agreement. So, and we started the Wolf Pack about a couple of years ago. Actually, just before the pandemic came, we started the Wolf Pack. And so right now we're about 760 plus, members strong nationwide. Just to give you a little Dun & Bradstreet about myself, I'm a retired accountant and financial planner. I worked in corporate America for about 10 years before I started my own practice. And then I was in my own practice until I started another business that also helped me also in real estate. And in real estate, I've been doing real estate investing for a little over 20 years. My partner, Parish, which is also a co-founder of the Wolf Pack, he's been doing it ever since I've met him. And I met him in the 1990s. So when he came here from Chicago, I met him. He's been doing real estate ever since from an investment side. He also taught at the Champion School of Real Estate for a little over 12 years. So we've been doing real estate, for quite a long time. Just so your listeners or people who are watching know that I'm a son, I'm a husband, I'm a father of four. I have two girls, two boys. The girls bookend the boys. I have a 32-year-old, a 26-year-old, a 22-year-old, and an uh-oh. I say uh-oh because our youngest daughter is 11 years old. She'll be 12 next month. And so uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So we have four grandkids. We have three grandsons and a granddaughter. So that's a little bit Dun & Bradstreet about myself.
All right. Wow. Well, I learned a bit about you, and now I learned what an uh-oh is. I hadn't heard that one before.
Yeah.
I love it. That's neat too. And I'm curious as well, about, your corporate background, right? So,
Sure.
for a lot of our listeners, maybe they're kind of in the corporate grind right now. Maybe they just got out of it. They're starting out on their own. I'm curious, what really motivated you to take a step out of your comfort zone and to be where you are today?
Well, I always had a little bit of entrepreneurial spirit in me, just from my family. Most of my uncles are entrepreneurial, and friends of family. I had one of my mentors, which actually was a friend of our family. He was he was an institutional broker, and his biggest account happened to be out of Chicago, the city of Chicago. And, I kind of followed him and kind of wanted to have that kind of life of an entrepreneur, because initially I went to school to be an electrical engineer. And from his influence, I got into business. So I switched my major, got into business, and I graduated, from Howard University in DC. And so I had that entrepreneurial spirit always. So I always, I'm at my desk, I'm in corporate America, in my office, and I'm always wanting to be out of the office. One of my corporate tenure was with the Houston Housing Authority. I was running their financial section for Section 8. And so I was a little kind of close to the real estate still, but still I was in an office. I never was out of the office. I wanted to get out and I wanted to make my money as opposed to being in the office and making, the city money. And so my heart was always out to just go out there, as an entrepreneur, you go out there and you kill it, you bring it home, and we eat, and it was on me, and so that's what I wanted it to be. I didn't want it to be somebody else's, you know, uh, uh, determination or uh, what their assessment is on who I am and how much I should make based on a position or whatnot. I wanted to go out there and make my own, and so that's what I did.
Yeah, no, I find that so interesting too. It's kind of a mix of upbringing, right? I guess, in your upbringing, you saw a lot of that kind of being in that entrepreneurial environment, but a lot of it was you kind of making that pivot and having that self-awareness to realize, hey, this is really the direction I want to go.
Right, right. And you have to, and stepping out, you, some people think you have to just dive in. You can put a toe in and kind of work it through, find you a mentor, so they can show you the ropes or whatnot. And these days, it's different from back in my days. Back in my days, you needed a mentor. Now we're in the information, age. And so anything you want to know about anything is out there. If you want to go to school, you can just go on YouTube, and anything you want to learn, you can learn on YouTube. So, I mean, it's just deciding that you want to, enough is enough. And I want to, wake up when I was finished sleeping, not when I needed to get up. And so I always test myself and see if I'm finished, sleeping. I put my hand up. If my hand fall down, I'm not finished sleeping. So, and so I would want to have that freedom and just want to be home with the family, with the kids and things of that nature. So that was very important to me, and we were very blessed to be able to do that with our kids. I wasn't in corporate America long enough to where my kids miss me. I was able to be at home when I retired from corporate America and just decided to go out and do my own thing. So I spend a lot of time with the kids, and now we spend time with the grandkids. As a matter of fact, for this podcast, Aaron, we made arrangements for the grandkids and the dogs and everybody not to be at home, so I can have a quiet moment with you on this podcast, because usually it's a madhouse here. It's a madhouse.
Yeah. All right. Well, to everybody on Kevin Walls' team, we appreciate it. We appreciate the peace and quiet because it's been pretty good so far.
You may hear the dogs outside, man, but forgive me for that.
It's all good. I do love animals. I'm a big animal guy. I like cats, dogs, whole thing.
Perfect. Like you already, man.
I appreciate that. No, and you made an interesting, I guess, kind of talking a bit about environment, upbringing, a bit of your experiences, corporate America, and then you pivoting into this role.
Sure.
And you also mentioned having a few children, and I'm curious as well about fatherhood. Do you think that upon becoming a father that, maybe shifted your focus in business, or is there any way that, becoming a father shaped the way you do business or maybe tailored your approach?
Oh, absolutely. Before fatherhood, it was all about, going and get it and chasing goals. When you become a father, your goals kind of change, kind of shift, and everything's, at least for us, it's about the kids, how much time we spend with them, making sure we support their goals and what they're trying to do. And so that was very important for us, and just being there, as opposed to, other people being there for, with them, most of the day. So like our youngest right now is homeschool. So she spends most of her time with the family, as opposed to spending most of her time in a school or institution that doesn't really have her best interest or our core values instilled in her. So those type of things were very important to us, and that did help shape and decide what we were going to do as far as coming home and being there for them.
Absolutely. No, and that kind of ties into what you said before about, mentors, needing a mentor, right? And it also kind of reminded me about echo chambers, right? People kind of think that the echo chamber in itself is a negative thing, but I mean, hey, if you've got a positive Wolf Pack, you got a positive group, maybe an echo chamber isn't so bad.
Right. Absolutely. And you mentioned, Wolf Pack, and so we kind of see our family as that as well. But as a group and out there doing business and real estate, collaboration is one of our biggest thing in the Wolf Pack, because we can do so much. We can grow faster. We can scale a lot larger together than we can do on our own. We can do deals that we probably couldn't ordinarily do on our own, but together we can. And so just having that cohesiveness, if you will, whether it's in your family, whether it's in a group investment or what have you in business, business and investing is always a team sport. If you don't think it is, you're going to always either struggle building or you're going to be alone being successful at it.
But no, that's absolutely right. And you made an interesting point earlier about, you said that your daughter was 11 and she's
Yes.
homeschooled, and maybe a lot of what's going on in the outside world doesn't reflect, your values as a family. Maybe someone else is also dealing with that as well in terms of having your children being well versed on finances and
Mm-hmm.
economics and the way the world operates. How are you able to do that to set them up for success?
Well, a guy by the name of Robert Kiyosaki, I don't know if you're familiar with that name. He created a game called Cash Flow 101, which was kind of like a 101 to finance. I don't know if you're familiar with that board game, but actually it helped me teach not only my daughter now, but my older kids as well. Just basic stuff, just financial statements and how to read financial statement and what goes on that and what doesn't. Basic ways of looking at finance, whether it's looking at a gold mine or looking at precious metal or starting a business or real estate. What types of real estate, projects are out there? You're going to buy and hold, you're going to buy and flip, or you're going to build and flip, and then all other little aspects. So it allowed me to be able to, you learn a lot in board games. When I was younger, it was Monopoly, and so you learn a lot in that, and it creates a teaching platform that I have that I can have with the kids one-on-one and what have you. And so that's how I help them with the finances and the different creative finances. And then I start teaching them a little bit once I got that foundation, technical way of investing. So whether it's in the market or in real estate.
No, absolutely. And I'm always curious about things like that in terms of kind of financial education, and people really having to educate themselves about financial matters. And it's interesting as well, because it seems like, we're kind of staring into the unknown, right? We have inflation, we have lumber costs, and we have the markets changing and technology and all these different things. And it's so easy to get overwhelmed. For someone who's looking to get into real estate for the first time, where would they even start?
If you want to get into real estate, I mean, there's a ton of information out there. Wolf Pack is a good place to start. Our membership is free to join. We don't charge membership fee. We train, that's free. As a group, we make our money in the real estate, in the deals. We don't make our money nickel and diming people on a membership or charging them outrageous prices for an educational system that ends up being on the shelf getting dusty because you don't even know what to do with it. You don't know where to go, and if you don't really have any mentors to kind of show you, because there's a lot of nuances in a real estate deal, and you can have 100+ people touch any one real estate deal at a time, and with everything that can go wrong can happen in a real estate deal. The educational system just don't prepare you for the nuances. They give you what you need to know on a 30,000 foot scale, but when you dig down deep and when you actually get into deals where you actually need help because something happens, you don't get that. And so we provide that, with the Wolf Pack. So, you can join the Wolf Pack and learn that. But there's other resources out there. Like I say, you can Google it. You can go on YouTube. There's other people that have different, educational systems just to show you how to get started. But the Wolf Pack is a good way to start.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious, I know you mentioned how you can buy something, or maybe whether it's free or there's a price, and you can let anything sit on the shelf, right? I can go to
Right.
Half Price Books. I feel great buying that book, and I bring it home and it gets dusty, right? How are you able to encourage people to stay accountable in real estate?
Have accountability partner. Have somebody that that's going to, you have to be accountable for. So you say, hey, listen, Aaron, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. I need you to be my accountability partner. And so that accountability partner holds you to it. Did you get up? Did you make that call? Did you go, out and look for property? Did you, whatever it is in real estate, did you do that today? And you got to be like, no. Okay. So the goal that you told me about, it's not, it's not that important to you after all. Well, no, it is, Aaron. It's very important to me. I said, but your actions aren't showing that. If you want that goal, you need to complete these actions. You need to do it daily. The good, bad, and different, rain, sleet, or snow. You need to do these on a daily basis. You have to have a daily activity, your daily operating method. And you should do that on a daily basis, rain, rain or shine, so have a partner that's going to hold you accountable to do that. And that's a good way to kind of keep you accountable. It could be your wife, it could be your significant other, whoever it is, have an accountability partner.
That's right. Because I mean, it's easy to kind of, slip back into the shadows. Hey, I'm going to watch my show. Hey, I'm going to listen
Oh
to
yeah.
music,
Oh yeah.
any excuse in the world, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can definitely, any excuse to do, Aaron, and you can definitely fall into it very easily. I mean, life can get you. It don't have to be a TV show. It can just be life. You know, but if you have an accountability partner, you have even a performance tracker as well. That's kind of tracking what you do, so you can see it. So your accountability partner can see it and help coach you. Along the way. You have those things to help you win.
Yep, no, absolutely. And for someone who is approaching real estate for the first time, I know you mentioned how it's so important to have that accountability partner.
Mhm.
Maybe someone has done a few real estate deals, they've got a few deals under their belt.
Mhm.
What's the importance of community in real estate? Why wouldn't I just be able to do it on my own?
No, you definitely can do it on your own. You just, shouldering all the risk. If you collaborate, you can spread the risk because there's more than just you on the deal. Also, your resources, you don't have to use all of your resources in the deal. So that what that means is that you can use part of your resources in another deal because you collaborate. So you can scale a lot faster. You don't shoulder all the risk. The risk is spread. So give you a case in point. Uh, you're a realtor. I mean, you're an investor. You go and you buy this property. It's a fixer upper. So you go do that. You put in the money to fix it up and whatnot. Oh, the guy didn't do a good job. Why? Because he left the job because you wasn't paying him enough. Not enough at this other offer that came along the line that said, hey, we need you for X amount of months. We're going to pay you this. Now yours take a back seat. You're on the back burner. And so now, oh man, the longer you hold the property, the more it costs you and the less your profits are. So now you got to find somebody to take the place. And the other guy said, well, I'm going to charge you a little bit more because I have to clean up this, or whatever that person didn't do or did. And I don't do it that way or whatever. So now you're dealing with another. You get through that, right? And now, okay, you're getting a realtor on it to sell your property. Well, the realtor has the same problem. The realtor say, yeah, I'll sell your property, but it's a new realtor. They don't have the same resources, same influence or whatever to get your property sold in a quick time because your timeline and their timeline is a little bit different. So you wanted to get sold, but it's sitting on the market, because they're new. They're not very, they're novice, so you go, and if you want to get a person that's not novice, well, they're not going to take your listing because they used to dealing with way more listings than just you. So it's a little different, dynamic. So now you're holding all that, all that's costing you the whole time along. These are just certain nuances that come on. Now you get an inspector or what have you that's happened to come in. They brought their own inspector, the buyer, and they found a problem in the foundation that your inspector overlooked, or the rehabber didn't take care of or whatnot. Oh, now it's costing you more money. Okay. So when you have collaboration, all that risk is not just on you. And when you have a power team, you have all your teams in place. You have your money in place, like, with you, Aaron, your money in place. You need mortgage insurance or property casualty insurance. You're already in place. You're on my team. I got my money in place. I got my realtor in place. I got my buyer already in place. I got my rehabber in place. I got my team. I'm working in collaboration. And I got other investors in this deal with me. So we're all collaborating, making this thing work. And we're moving it through the chain. There's not a lot of risk at all. And the way we do it, and I haven't shared this with you, we do what we call reverse wholesaling. So we sell the property first, hire, and then we go get the buyer. I'm going to say it again. We sell the property first, then we go get the property at a lower price. We don't buy the property and go the other way. We do the opposite. How are we able to do that? Because we operate as a team. We operate in collaboration. I have all that in place before I even come to you, the seller or the builder. I have all that in place. Therefore, when we do the deal, everything is done, and all our investors can make money up front, cash flow in the middle, and make money on the back end. So we show people how we do that. We have a playbook that they're privy to, even free. That's free. And we show them exactly how we do things. And we take you can't take more risk now. If you have a buyer already before you buy the property, you can't suck more risk out of a deal than that, right? So that's kind of what we do. That's the plays that we do. And we've been doing that. We've been actually doing this since 2003. We had a team that we did this for 2003, 2004, before the 2008 crash that happened. But we were just in our own backyard. We were just in Houston. We didn't have the technology that we have now. Now we can go anywhere. Like I told you earlier, it could be in Bobo, Idaho. If the numbers work, we're in. We have the group to be in. And we have software also to tell us where the heat is, where the appreciating markets are in any given economic climate. So we got that available to our members as well. So said all that to say, collaborate. That's how we do it.
That's it. Collaborate. No, and it almost sounds a bit counterintuitive, right? Because maybe someone out there's heard of wholesaling and they understand what it is, right? Buying at a certain price, you make a fee, but yeah, no, and it sounds, and you mentioned, I guess, use the terms reverse wholesaling, and it sounds a bit different from that.
Yeah, and we show them exactly how that works. You know what? If they come out to our Wealth Strategies event on May the 24th at the Cannon, we are showing them exactly how that works. So be sure to be able to get out there. I don't know if on your channel or whatnot, you have, if you allow us to kind of put that out there so they can register. It doesn't cost anybody anything to go, and we give away a lot of stuff. So.
Hey, absolutely. And folks, for y'all that are listening, we'll put the link to that if y'all want to sign up in the description of the video. Kevin, is there anything that you haven't said for us you'd really just like to hammer home?
No. Really just I appreciate you having me on here. I hope I was able to add value to your listeners and your watchers. Yeah, I'll give you all, my information and whatnot, and hopefully you can put it in wherever you housing this or posting this so they can have access to that. I look forward to meeting you. If I hadn't met you before, if you're on here and I hadn't met you, I look forward to meeting you and shaking hands with you And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you on the beaches and the golf courses on the world. But until then, let's change the world together, starting with yours.
Yes, sir. I love that, Kevin. And I love that we're in the same backyard. We're here in Houston. And I know that, you know, people listening, whether they're in Houston, another part of Texas, another part of the country, I know that people, you know, got a lot of value out of this one. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me on here.
Sure. Talk to you later.